Lorna.
I have to do
Yeah,
it again.
I have a friend that's
All
a
right.
towboat captain, so we're out on the water one Friday. And he's got a friend that's also a towboat captain, that their family had a bay house. And we're, yeah, Brian McCoskey is his name. And so anyway, this bay house
them
originally
in order.
was where they built
Yeah, that's what I did.
Parkway, so
I
they
did it,
moved
and then I
in
got 'em out of order.
1922
Then
to
I
its
can't.
current location.
Okay.
After Sandy had destroyed it and moved it like a mile down the waterway. So we spent maybe 3 hours helping the guy, build a new foundation for it, and they were starting to rebuild it and stuff, so. But it was nice that, to see that they were gonna restore it.
Yeah. That's quite an old building, really.
Yeah, yeah. He's building it quite well this time, and it seems like, it's expanding too,
Good.
so. But yeah, they were hit pretty hard.
When they talk about how they're gonna
Yeah.
give the money, like the poor people in Connecticut with the little kids, that how much money they're gonna give them, and you kind of think, when you hear what they're gonna get compared to what
What
they've
they've lost.
lost, you're thinking,
I mean, all
well,
your
that's
personal belongings,
that's not even
memories,
a
all
drop
that.
in the bucket
Yeah.
for what it costs to live down there and things.
Yeah.
That's pretty, Susie. Where is
Well,
that?
the reason I put those on there is I wanted to do like a comparison. My speech is about water pollution, which I already told you. But I thought I would start it off showing you why I wanted to talk about water pollution. So this is Cochise Lake in Washington State. It is really pretty. I went camping there when I was out there, but see the first three, but it's clean water. That's it too.
You can
Same
see
Yeah,
lake.
that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
You can see down to the bottom of the lake.
Wow.
That's one of the streams. You can see the rocks, kinda. That's,
Uh-huh.
that's like 15 feet of water, but you can still see
Mm-hmm.
down to the bottom of the lake. Here,
Who is that on the rocks?
kids,
I didn't know there was
Just kids.
water around like that anymore.
I know. This is water down at the bottom of the hill. It's the creek that runs along 21 between, you see it up there towards Alfred, and then it comes past here and through
Goes down
Almond
into the dam.
and winds up in the dam. But this is only about 8 inches of water, and you can already see it's foggy. It's got junk in it. Then here, there's 2 feet of water, approximately. I was just guessing, but you can't even see the bottom. There. Same creek, only a different, on the other side of the creek from where I took that first picture.
Oh,
Does anybody recognize this place?
we
just
went
past
I
the
think so.
school when you're driving
Yeah,
down
it's on 21.
towards.
Right on 21, and
It's got
That's
its own
a-
charm.
it's a junkyard. It's not an official junkyard, but it's a junkyard. And all those, in the wintertime, see, the leaves are covering it up, but in the wintertime, the whole way back to the creek is solid cars. You can see them all, which are full of oil. Because it's not an official junkyard, I don't think he has to do anything as far as environmentally to. So all that oil and gas and coolant and everything is going in the creek. Amazing. So this is a picture of it down by Almond. Look, it could be a very pretty creek. The sun's reflecting on the water, so you can't tell how dirty it is. But it's a pretty creek, or it could be a pretty creek. Now we're down to Almond Dam. And here, if you're local, you know better than to go in the water. You'll never find a local person in this pond, I call it pond, it's a lake, Almond Dam. But the process of pollution has really gone far in there. There's a lot of sediment on the bottom. The only kind of fish that's in there is catfish and, what do you call them, carp, which is a sign of really high pollution levels. This is the boat launch, where you go to get in your boat if you want to use it for recreation. That's down by where the water goes out. I actually kayaked down here yesterday to take these pictures, and every time I just cringed every time the water got on me. that's a
Yeah.
garbage can. That's
Oh,
just
gross.
scum on the water. I know, I was
And the
dying.
poor little deer drank this.
That's just it. Poor little
There's
turtles.
turtles.
They're covered with
Oh.
green, hard, calloused slime from being in that lake. That's how bad it is. And then,
Ugh,
I know.
You coasted past that spot, right?
I'm dedicated to my speech, aren't I? There's a turtle, but you can see the sun shining on the water, but it's still all covered with slime. The slime all blows down on that end because they call it self-cleaning. Now here are a couple tourists that were staying in the campground that do not know, and they're fishing. So
Did you tell them? Don't eat you the fish?
no. I just let them go, enjoy their day. So, but that is why I wanted to talk about pollution. So I learned some interesting things. I didn't know that 90% of electric from renewable resources comes from hydropower at the dams. That's a lot, 90%. I thought, with all these windmills around here, it was pretty impressive. The other thing I found out, those, when you fly across the desert, you look down, I don't know, and you see these big round circles? You know how that movie by Mel Gibson about those signs or something like that?
Yeah.
It's not aliens, it's I know, it's the irrigation. The arm is in the middle of the circle and it travels out around in a circle. And that's what that is. If you just thought I'd tell you in case you ever wondered, did you ever notice that when you fly somewhere?
No.
But around here, the value of water is mostly agriculture. But it's kind of a double-edged sword because phosphates and nitrogen go into the water supply from agriculture. And so
Come here.
it's hard to maintain a balance between the wildlife and the agriculture. They had Clean Air Act and Farm Acts, and it helped to clean up the pollution quite a bit, but it's still pretty bad. As you can see, they have a long way to go. There's a lady named Rachel Carson. She wrote a book called Silent Spring in the 50s. And in the 50s, that's when they were spraying DDT everywhere. And they wound up killing almost all the salmon up in California, or Canada. Because they had, it was a thing between the environment and the industry for paper and lumber up there. And there was some kind of bug that was killing all the trees, so they just wiped everything out with DDT. Killed all the birds, all the fish. But now, like I said, with that Clean Air Act and everything, it's somewhat improved, but you could see by all that pollution down there, nobody realizes there's that much pollution in that lake. They know, kind of, but there's a lot.
At the dam, you mean?
Yeah, the process is that, well, it starts like right out here, for instance.
Right.
Up this hill, there's a gully. And people go to the dump at the bottom of the hill, and then by the time they get to the, and then it's the dump's day off. So that instead of taking their stuff home and coming back the next day, they go up to the top of the hill, throw it all into the gully. There's washing machines, carpets, tires,
Oh my God.
bags of garbage down in the gully. So then it all washes down, gets in the creek, washes down, gets in the dam. And if you add that to all the phosphates and everything from people's lawn, fertilizer and all those chemicals, plus people throw stuff in their toilet, like pharmaceuticals and chemicals like that actually affect the water supply. Sewage in Almond, all the septic is old, and leaky septic tanks really contribute a lot to the pollution. And all those phosphates then go down into the creek, and then it uses up a lot of oxygen in order to decompose. Algae mass reproduce, and that uses up all the oxygen, so all the fish die. That's why there's only carp left, because they eat anything that's decomposing down there. Not very good. So, let's see, where am I? Lose my place. This is really interesting. The Steuben County Water Quality Committee keeps track of all the pollution around here. And they list the most polluted areas according to, there's like a high priority, medium, and if you can believe it, Almond is only medium. The high priority is Canisteo River, where everybody goes on the canoe regatta.
You mean
Chemung,
below Canisteo?
yeah. Chemung River, Cohocton River, Smith Pond, I don't know where that is.
Smith Pond
It's-
is, we went over to Smith Pond, it really is a mess.
Is
I mean,
it?
It is a mess. It was the first time I was ever over there, and I was just shocked. Because property values at Smith Pond are very high. When people-
Really?
Really, when people buy property over there, the cottages are much, much more expensive than they are on Demons Pond. And, they're not as much as they are on Moon Lake, but they're, I mean, you know, there's a lot of year-round houses over there, but a lot of places over $100,000, which the day your mother and I went, we couldn't figure out where they swam over there. You know, you remember the day we went and there was all the algae and everything, and
Yeah, so then Almond Lake for the Almond Dam, Goff Creek. Did you ever hear of that? I've never heard of that. But these are places in Steuben County, and Tioga River, they're medium. So if, what it boils down to is what you can do about it. Like the Steuben County Water Quality Committee, they try to educate people and they try to get people that are experts to come in and help them out on it. And they collect data and analysis, but apparently they're not getting anywhere as far as I can see. So it takes individual people to help them conserve, or to help make advancements on the water pollution. And in my opinion, the biggest thing you can do is put a lot of pressure on people that are in some kind of political position to clean it up. The example being this dump or junkyard down the road that nobody's doing anything about. As an individual, they say don't dump paint down the sink or oil, you know, throw your oil in the yard, it all winds up in the groundwater. Use environmentally friendly products. Like when you do your dishes and you do your laundry and all that stuff, if you buy that stuff that's in the grocery store now, the green products they call it, pesticides and fertilizer are the biggest problem with pollution because it feeds algae. That's weird, you wouldn't think, but it has all that nitrogen and phosphorus in it. And so when you put it on your yard, it washes down into the creek and goes down to the lake. And then, also, this is a big thing, nobody ever wants to do, but it's, if you know about water pollution, to educate the people around you about it. Right? I think, and tell everybody to be a responsible citizen, clean up their water. And you can get involved if you get a hold of that Water Quality Committee, then they want members. So you can work through them if you feel like doing something positive. That's it.
Good. Good.
Yeah, thanks.
Are you all done?
Yeah, but
Oh, that pond right there